It had been 5 years since the world was thrust into the age of the atom. 5 years since cities vanished into light and ash. The bomb wasn't just a weapon. It was a warning. The world held its breath. Governments scrambled. Scientists warned that humanity crossed a line it couldn't uncross. But out in the Nevada desert, a different attitude was taking shape. Something strange, a new kind of spectacle, born from the destruction of a portable sun. A new era that only Vegas could sell. Welcome to the Atomic Era. Vegas has always been about the spectacular. The lights and showgirls, Liberace and the Rat Pack. The promise that something bigger is always just around the corner. And in the 1950s, that promise extended all the way to the horizon. Because just past the last neon sign, out in the dry flats of southern Nevada, the US government started testing nuclear bombs. East of the Strip at the Atomic Museum, there's a timeline that runs from the Manhattan Project to the Nevada test site. Los Alamos, Trinity, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and then, almost casually, it lands here, only 65 miles from downtown Las Vegas. Close enough to feel it, close enough to sell it. The first test went off in January 1951, and Vegas, true to form, didn't flinch. It adapted. It found a way to turn the flash into a feature, and a mushroom cloud into a party. The nuclear tests weren't a secret. In fact, they were front-page news. Reporters from across the country covered the detonations. Tourists asked hotel clerks about the blast schedule. And by the mid-1950s, Vegas had turned detonation day into a selling point. Hotels offered rooftop viewing parties. Casinos served atomic cocktails. Some bars even ran countdown specials, drinks timed to the flash on the horizon. Even the Flamingo Salon offered hairdos teased and styled to mimic the blast. And the marketing spoke for itself. Miss Radiation, Miss Q, images that stuck with viewers and influenced their travel plans. But the photo that defined the era came in 1957. Anna Lee Mahoney, also known as Lee A. Merlin, lead dancer at the Sands Hotel's Copa Room, posed in a one-piece swimsuit with a cotton mushroom cloud erupting from her waist. She was dubbed Miss Atomic Bomb and quickly became a global pop icon. It was the atomic age, and Vegas gave it a pretty face. For more than a decade, atomic testing was part of the city's identity, a backdrop of thunder behind the neon. And it wasn't just Vegas. Across the country, America was obsessed. Atomic energy meant progress, power, and modernization. It showed up in candy, in cereal, in beauty ads, atomic razors, atomic cocktails, atomic fireworks for the 4th of July. There were play sets with fake uranium, and atomic labs for kids. The future wasn't nuclear threat, it was nuclear style. And Sin City sold that future better than anyone. The blast drew curious eyes. Vegas sold the show. And tourists treated it like a patriotic duty. Pay $3, ride a bus to Nye County, and watch America flex. But the glow couldn't last forever. By the 1950s, fallout maps began appearing in the newspapers. Radiation drift, illness, lawsuits. The narrative cracked. And in 1963, a treaty banned all atmospheric testing. The bombs didn't stop. They just went underground. Over 800 more detonations until 1992. Vegas lost its atomic fireworks show. The city was forced to move on, but it never really let go of the image. You can still find it if you know where to look. Some of Vegas's oldest hotels are still standing. Echoes from a time when atomic tests lit up the sky just beyond the horizon. Early risers could catch the glow, then hit the buffet line before noon. At Atomic Liquors on Fremont Street, the name is a constant reminder. The bar opened in 1952, right in the middle of the blast frenzy. it's still pouring drinks. Half dive bar, half time capsule. The Atomic Museum lays it all out in glass cases. The history, the declassified documents, fallout kits, radiation meters, postcards with mushroom clouds rising behind casino skylines, and a replica of the Miss Atomic Bomb photo, framed like high art. Because here, it absolutely is. The allure hasn't gone away. The Killers named their 2012 hit track Miss Atomic Bomb, tying it directly to Lee A. Merlin's image. Holly Madison once recreated the pose for a photo shoot. Same mushroom cloud, same glam. Vegas may have lost the glow, but it never lost the aesthetic. On the other side of the world in Hiroshima, Japan, we walked down Peace Boulevard during the Flower Festival. 3 days of dancing, music, and color. 1 million people in the streets. And just beyond the celebrations, the atomic bomb dome still stands. A stark reminder of the most destructive force humans have ever unleashed. Like Las Vegas, they don't ignore what happened. They've rebuilt around it, an everyday reminder of the past. 2 cities, 2 kinds of scars. And maybe it's unfair to compare them, but it still leaves you wondering, what does it mean to live in the shadow of an atomic bomb? And what should a place do with that shadow? Sometimes the real story isn't just what happened. It's in what we decide to remember, and how we choose to sell it.